Hello and welcome. My name is Debbie Gilbert from the Best Business Women Awards, and today I am joined by our best coach 2019, Antoinette Oglethorpe, who, it's just a delight that she's here joining us, really. So, Antoinette, tell us
Hi.
about your business.
Hi, Debbie. Thank you for having me. I run a training and coaching company specialising in career management and mentoring. So we've developed some unique models, tools and templates to help managers and employees have meaningful conversations so that organisations can engage, retain and develop their people.
Fabulous. And I know you really impressed the judges, because the coaching category, as you can imagine, we get a lot of entries. And, you know, I can remember, obviously, I read all the comments that come back and we then prepare the little comment speech that we give out on the night. And it was a very close run, but you really edged it with some of the results that you've had over the years. So how long have you been a coach?
Oh, goodness. I think it was 1999. That is an awfully long time, isn't it?
Yeah, you start to think, oh, it doesn't sound that long ago. Then you think, oh, actually, that's like 20 years.
21 years ago. Yeah, so a little while.
So what do you really love about coaching? What's your passion?
I think it's seeing people just that aha moment where they've been stuck with something typically, and things have gone round and round in their head, and just by looking at things differently and through some different lenses, it all clicks into place and they can identify steps they can take that will unstick them and move them forward and help them make progress.
And how have you grown your business and your reputation?
Well, it's been 12 years that I've been out of corporate life, let me put it that way. And it's been a real learning journey, I have to say. I think one of the big things when you come out of corporate life is you're very good at what you do, but actually realising that you have to learn all about sales and marketing and positioning and how you set yourself apart from others. Has been a big thing. So I think what I've learned is to really niche into the area that I'm passionate about and specialise in, which is career management in organisations and mentoring, which actually that passion stems from an early experience of taking redundancy, which a lot of people are quite surprised to hear. But as a result of that, I actually had career coaching and as part of an outplacement package. And I considered myself so fortunate that I got that when I was really quite young. But I thought it was such a shame that people only get it to leave an organisation rather than to help them develop within it. So I've been passionate about that ever since. And I think when I first started out in business, I wasn't brave enough to follow that passion because it felt like it was only me talking about it.
Yeah, but that's what makes you unique, and that's what makes you you.
Yeah, and gradually, either others have come around to my way of thinking, or maybe I've persuaded a few people that it's important.
So were awards part of your marketing strategy? I mean, what made you, because you've not only entered our awards, but you've been part of other awards as well. So it'd be interesting to hear your take on where you've placed awards in terms of importance in your business.
Yeah, I think profile is a really important thing, as you identified. Leadership and management development, coaching, they're all really, really noisy marketplaces, and you've got to find ways to set yourself apart from others. And yes, you can post regularly and you can blog regularly, but you've got to have something to talk about. And part of that is obviously your products and services, or what you do for charities and stuff. But I think awards are a great way of showcasing to others, but also to provide some personal recognition and validation, because it's pretty lonely when you run a business. Your clients tell you you're wonderful, which is great, but you don't necessarily get much acknowledgement outside of that. So it's a good way to kind of test yourself, I think.
Yeah, and you get that external validation from a judging panel, because obviously your entry was seen by 3 different people. And, you know, we have a point system, and then the points are added up and the person with the most points wins. And, you know, I can remember that you came out really well from all 3 judges. So they were obviously all quite unanimous in what their thinking was. I mean, you've done some local awards as well, haven't you? In
Yes.
Milton Keynes, isn't it, where you're based?
Yes. Yeah, I won the Businesswoman of the Year for Milton Keynes and Buckinghamshire.
Oh, that was amazing. When did you win that?
It was awarded just earlier this year, actually, just before lockdown, I think. So around February time.
Oh, brilliant. And then you've also you were also a finalist in another national awards for women last year as well, weren't you? So, you know.
Yes, and I was a finalist for the Lloyd's National Awards.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Tell us more about that, because that's a very swish final, isn't it?
It's a very swish final, but it's also a very thorough process.
Yes.
You know, the pitching and interviews and such like. But I don't know if enjoy is the right word. I found it very valuable for that very reason.
Yeah, because actually entering awards is a good opportunity, isn't it, to look at all your business processes and how well you're doing with your customers from all different sort of angles, isn't it? Did you find that a really valuable process?
Yes, absolutely. Really makes you think, and also the feedback really was, you know, very helpful as well. You know, we have some very big clients. You know, our clients are the World Health Organization, United Nations Development Programme, Red Stripe in Jamaica. And one of the pieces of feedback I got was that I hadn't really explained how we'd managed to win such great clients. So they almost weren't quite believing that it was true. They thought maybe I'd worked for one of them as an employee and then it just kind of come with me. It was like, no.
I've worked hard and pitched for this business and won it.
So that helped me realise that I have to be a little bit more overt about how we, you know, get clients and nurture.
And is your award win something you share when you're pitching for business or social media, that kind of thing? Oh
yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's great to be able to say you are an award-winning coach, an award-winning company. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was interesting because I interviewed Taz Thornton last week, who was your predecessor in 2018. Yeah. And she said, just to be able to say I've won an award for being the best coach in the UK is such a great accolade. And I think having that title behind you is, yeah, I think it's great to be able to say that. I mean, I've won awards as well, not recently. Well, 2 years ago was the last one I won. But it is just a really nice accolade to have, but also it is a great marketing tool as well. So if someone's sitting here watching, a bit unsure, there might be a coach, life coach, business coach, executive coach, career coach. What would you tell them to do? Would you tell them to enter and go for it?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I think, you know, in terms of the profile you get and the press, there's nothing that does it more than, you know, firstly the nomination, but B, the awards night, you know, when you're all dressed up. And, you know, I don't think any social media post has ever got as many likes and shares as the ones from that night and those nights. Even my husband tweeted on the night. He never talks about my business. So that was pretty amazing as well. And so, yeah, you get great exposure. I became famous in my village that we had just moved to. And actually a potential piece of work from, you know, somebody in the village. So, yeah, no, I definitely say, go for it. And it's a great night as well, actually.
Well, we're fingers crossed we can do it this year, and if not, it will be next year. We will pull the entries into next year, and we may end up doing 2 finals next year, depending on the number of entries we get this year. Because we know people might be feeling a little bit fed up, you know, not everybody's working at the moment. Some people have furloughed themselves, but actually we're not really interested in this period. You know, the judges are going to be interested in what you've been doing for the last 2 or 3 years. And I think it's a great time, isn't it, for people to reflect on what they've achieved and how they've kind of grown their businesses and what they've achieved with their clients. Do you think? I think
Yeah, definitely. I think you know, the whole process of entering awards and the information you have to gather, you know, is valuable for any business planning, business development, reflection on business. You know, now we're probably going to have to reimagine and reinvent. I mean, we already have had to. We probably will need to further. So actually, you know, putting together a pitch for an award helps you think about, well, what is going to be the thing that sets you apart from others, and therefore, you know, actually might be the reinvention or how you, you know, carve a way forward. So I think it's a great exercise for just, you know, reflecting on your business and planning for the future.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And I think, you know, if we don't put ourselves out there, no one else is going to do it for us. And that's why I started the awards, really, because lots of people would say to me, oh, I don't feel good enough. And I'm like, wow, you've achieved so much. Look at all the stuff you've done. And I just thought in the end, you know what, I've got to set up some awards, because a lot of women were feeling that the big awards, where they were sort of targeting 3 to 5 million turnover companies, just really weren't achievable for them. But, you know, there are so many women out there doing such amazing things and making such a difference. That's really who I was targeting, and it's worked, because obviously we've been able to recognise so many of you and to give you that recognition when you've clearly worked so hard to develop your businesses and move it forward. So it's been, I always get very uplifted when I speak to you all, because I come off these calls feeling really motivated and really inspired, because you can't fail to be inspired by people like yourself. It's just incredible what you've done. So thank you for joining me today. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we go?
Say that, you know, the awards, the Best Businesswomen Awards, are really professional and polished. There is nothing small about them. You know, they're national, they're, you know, gold standard, I'd say. I'm very proud to have won one, and having been to a few awards ceremonies now, I would say that that was the best one.
Oh, that's a lovely thing to say. Thank you.
Better than
Pardon?
Better than Lloyd's.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, that I've been at the Lloyd's. It's an incredible night. Was it Grosvenor House, I think? Yeah.
Yes, Park
very, very, very swish. But I think what we've tried to do with our awards is we're like a bit like a family in a way. So you are now one of our winners forever, and stay part of our winners club, and we stay in touch with you, and we like to continually promote you. As years go by, you'll see a post pop up, and that'll be that picture on the night of you. And we like to follow your progress and tweet what you're doing and Instagram what you're doing, and just share, because it's lovely. And we still, like yesterday or the day before, one of our finalists from last year won an award. So we retweeted that and we said, well done. Because, you know, I think once you've experienced one win and you've got that entry ready, and you don't need to do much to kind of get it into other awards, because you just need to tweak the wording, update it. And I'm a real big fan of the more awards you can win and the more recognition you can get, happy days, because it does equal new business for sure, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And not just that, you know, we all work so incredibly hard, and is it nice to have a pat on the back and say well done? Because I don't always think, like you've just said, you know, our families maybe sometimes don't appreciate how hard we do work, and maybe don't understand how well we've done. And so the fact your husband retweeted your tweet and was sharing it, I think the family, my kids always love it if I win something or I'm a finalist in something, because I think, you know, they get a pleasure out of it, as well as the staff and as well as the clients.
Yeah.
I hope you shared it with all your customers.
Absolutely.
I can see your certificate on your shelf behind you, and I think your award is also sitting on there as well.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, absolutely. It's very much part of my all my Zoom and video conferences.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for joining us today, and good luck over this next few months, and let's hope we can get back to normal very, very soon. So thanks for joining us. Take care, Antoinette. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.